Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to be having a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. Our heroes today are going to be Jaeger once again, playing for the Soviets. And his opponent this time is going to be Tristan, playing for the Germans. So, again, thanks to Jaeger for sending it in. Kholodny Ferma. Well, last time we saw it on the winter version, so this is the summer version, so different map, even though it's the same layout. So anyways, interestingly enough, we see that Jaeger opened up with tier 2, so I believe we saw him do this as well the last time, or not? I don't know, I'm confused. Taking a couple days off, so it's in the back of my memory, but whatever. So anyways, Jaeger got himself tier 2, but did build a conscript squad as well, so he's getting 1 conscript and 1 max machine gun. So very interesting start. We shall see what he transitions to after that. As far as Tristan goes, he did what you would expect the German player to do, and that is to get his tier 1, and then getting Grenadiers. And the Grenadiers are already on the field. He actually queued up several of them, so now up to 3. I think he might have missed his timing there. Although, no, I think it's because of the changes to the manpower income now and the construction, so yeah, probably that. But anyways, 3 Grenadiers are coming out right now for Jaeger, so he has a advantage right now as far as unit count against, I mean, that was Tristan against Jaeger. So anyways, engagement down south, we see the Pyos running into the conscripts. They continue to run past them. 1 conscript and 1 combat engineer shooting at them. They are a little bit hurting. Probably going to lose 1 guy before they jump into that shack. They do jump into the shack, however. No, actually no. They just go around it to break the line of sight. Very nice. Up north, we see the Maxim machine gun opening up on those Grens. The Grens do get... No, actually, they don't even get suppressed. They manage to make it into the house before the suppression effect kicks in, and they are going to be securing that position quite handily. Second Maxim machine... No, sorry. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? I mean, MG42 is being produced for Tristan. And also, I guess I never mentioned it, Tristan has already selected his Doctrine, and that is the Elite Troop Doctrine. So guys, I think we might be seeing our first Tiger Ace coming out. So that is quite exciting. Haven't actually seen that in play yet, so we shall see. I've seen a lot of complaints about it. Some people consider it OP, but well, we shall see if that is in fact the case. So anyways, engagement over here in the center road. The cutoff point has been taken by Tristan, so Jaeger does not have the southern side of the map connected to him, and that includes the fuel point. Conscripts getting into heavy cover, trying to fight off those Grens, but they are getting shot apart by those Grens. There is a second Gren squad, actually no, the Pyro squad, in that house up to the north that could move out of the house to support them, but it decides to stay in there to secure the position. Conscripts, however, are actually going to lose that fight if they don't get any assistance. They do end up retreating, but they do get the backup of another conscript squad, which manages to force away that 1 lone Gren. Up north, the Maxim machine gun does take the victory point and opens up on the Gren squad that decides to move away and set itself... No, it got itself with the heavy cover, but it continues to move down south, so it will move away. Conscripts not taking the point against those Pioneers. The Pioneers jump out of the house and will continue to cap territory. Gonna go up and cut off that northern sector. Southern portion of the map now connected again for Jaeger. We have combat engineers just around the field capturing. And we now have a mortar on the field for Tristan. So very interesting. We've seen the mortar being used a lot more often, and I believe this is because of the changes that were made in the recent patch. For the houses are a little bit more stable now, so they're not going to collapse as randomly as it did before, you know, like with the rifle nade going in and collapsing the house in just 1 shot, which in turn made the houses even more viable and desirable. We see people putting their units in houses even more so than before, because now the houses are now way stronger essentially, but the balance per se change that they made to counter that is that mortars and flamethrowers as well, like the ones on, you know, workers, bios, or even the half-track, but mortars are more effective in houses. They do more damage to units in houses and more damage to the house itself, I believe, as well. So it is the most viable and easiest way to flush out a unit out of houses. So I'm assuming that is why Tristan got himself a mortar, so that if Jaeger decides to take up residence in these houses, he is going to pay the price. Maxim machine gun in the center, getting caught in a very nasty position behind enemy lines, essentially, but does manage to retreat. running away with his chopping card, and the MG42 flips around, covering the road, opens up on those conscripts that approach. Conscripts do get suppressed on the approach, probably running in to get a Molotov off. No, actually no Molotov still for Jaeger Tech. It looks like he is going to be saving his fuel for something else. Probably going to want to get himself tier 3, maybe? I mean, he did go tier 2, tier 2, tier 3, it's still pretty good. We'll see. So 2 Maxim machine guns now on the field for Jaeger Tech, and he has one in the center, one back at base right now. Center Maxim machine gun opening up on the Grens that were moving up to try to cut off that strategic point. The Maxim machine gun is in heavy cover, so it should be able to stave off the suppression from this MG42 quite effectively. The Grens are now on the floor. Maxim machine gun did get suppressed, which means it should reduce its effectiveness, and it's getting mortared, so that's going to make it a little bit harder as well. Remember, the German mortar is very fast at firing, so you can see the shots just peppering it quite consistently, so it's going to do a lot of damage over time. MU-42 turns around to try to catch the Maxim machine gun that is running into the church, but does not manage to stop them. The Maxim machine gun gets into the church, and will start hitting that MG-42. The mortar turns around and is going to focus its sights now on the church, it looks like. Yeah, there it goes. It's going to aim towards the church. And the conscripts do manage to force away those Grens, with the other Maxim machine gun still in the field, along some support. Back in field, we see a conscript squad at 2 men back on the field. I think it might have actually used its merch. No, it didn't. Ooh. Nasty rifle laid there by those grenadiers, lands on the Maxim machine gun, only kills the gunner, and 3 men stay alive on that squad. Up north, we see conscripts and combat engineers just capturing territory. There are some piles capturing that munitions point, but the fuel point is still not connected because neither the north point nor the munitions is in the control of Jaeger. Maxim machine gun pushes into the center. The mortar did end up having to retreat. The Maxim in the church took quite a beating. Look at that church. Ripped to shreds. You can see now the health. The health actually should now accurately represent the amount of health left in the building and how close it is to collapsing. And the 1 man left in that squad is still in that church. Might consider getting either merged with the conscript squad or just retreating altogether. Up north, Panzer Grenadiers now on the field for Tristan with Shreks already. A little bit of a preemptive Shrek there. Not sure I agree with that completely, but I guess it's fine. It does take a long time to build them, so he didn't want to take the risk of getting surprised with a T-70 because, well, Tristan hasn't actually seen anything else either from Jaeger Tech other than his conscripts and Maxims, so it is an okay assumption to say, hey, maybe he's teching up and gonna get a vehicle out soon. Which we know is not the case now here, but, you know, it's an easy thing to assume considering the amount of time that has happened. So, tier 2 now up for Tristan, as we can see. The Maxim machine gun in the center, only a 2 men opening up on the men inside that house. The conscripts over here did Ura out of the way, took a mortar to the face, and now is retreating. And the Maxim machine gun as well. The one in the church did end up evacuating as well. It's already back at base. And pretty much the entire field has been evacuated by Jaeger Tech's army. Only units left on the field are the conscripts down south fighting against the Pios 2 to 3. The Pios do end up losing and they run away. But with the presence of a half-track, Tristan now has the advantage and capability of pushing onto the field very strongly and reinforcing on the fly. Jaeger Tech, for his part, is getting himself an AT gun, which will allow him to not counter, but, you know, keep that half-track at bay because, well, even though it is a light vehicle, the half-track is quite capable of just simply running into your base and torching all your units if you allow it. So that AT gun will essentially do that, and if lucky, Jaeger Tech might also be able to catch that half-track out of position and take it out. Maxim machine guns, and now a mortar on the field for Jaeger Tech. This is the standard mortar. He has not chosen our Doctrine, so he got a tier 2 mortar, the PM41 82mm mortar. Not as, I guess you could say, strong as the German mortar because it is slower to fire. I believe they have similar ranges, but yeah. It is a mortar, so it will help out. Ooh, bundle aid landing on that conscript squad. It doesn't move, takes the bundle in the face. 4 men go down instantly. 2 men left on the conscript squad, and a mortar shot lands right on top of it to finish it off. That is quite a nasty shot there. Mortar now doing the work, up to 9 kills. And the Soviet mortar, trying as much as it can, is only up to 2 kills. The half-track for Tristan has not gotten its flamethrower upgrade, so it's not as intimidating as it otherwise would. It does have the capability to reinforce, however, so he is using it quite forward. AT gun over here will turn its gun against that half-track apparently, and continue to push forward. Pack gun also getting produced by Tristan. Tristan wanting not to get caught with his pants down in case any vehicles hit the field, and we can see that still nothing on the field for Jaeger tech as far as additional tech. Tristan, for his part, he does have piles back at base, but it doesn't look like he's actually building any additional tech. Victory point-wise, he would actually need 7 points if he wanted to get that Tiger race. So it's going to take a while to get there, but who knows, maybe. Also, I haven't actually been keeping track of the abilities, but I don't know if he's actually used any of them. The Elite Troops Doctrine gives you the first ability is the one that basically gives or turns 20 fuel and 55 manpower into experience for a unit, so you can start betting up your units without needing to fight with them. He doesn't have much units on the field right now that I guess would benefit extremely from that bet, so maybe that's why he hasn't actually used it, but, you know, it is an option. So Pack-Gun takes some shots at those conscripts in the center, only nails the... Oh, that's a very nice shot. Pack-Gun actually nails 2 of them. Yeah, in 1 shot. Wow, that was pretty nice. Maxim machine gun pushes up forward, starts opening up on the units in the house. Actually, no, these piles are right outside the house and end up getting pinned down, so they do force a retreat. And the Grenzo a little bit down south, so the Maxim machine gun pushes on forward and will set itself up. So Jaeger tech using both of his Maxim machine guns to essentially leapfrog. MG42 in the house does manage to get a pin down on the advancing Maxim machine gun, so it is going to force it off the field, and there it goes on the retreat. Other Maxim machine gun is already set up, opening up still on that house, but the well, it's not going to be able to do much. Thankfully, though, Jaeger tech does have his own mortar, so that means that he will be able to dislodge that MG42 if it doesn't move. Just as well, there is a mortar on the field for Tristan, which is currently getting reinforced, that will end up having to move. I mean, we'll end up making that Maxim machine gun move. Half-track did take quite a beating. It looked like it got hit by mortar rounds and is now down to about 10% health, so it needs to get some repairs off of there for Tristan if he wants to keep that half-track on the field. Doctrine selected for Jaeger tech. He now has the Soviet Shock Army, so he'll be able to get those PPSHs out on the conscripts. Unfortunately, he is down to 2 conscripts only. Oh, very nice shot there by the AT gun of Jaeger tech. Collapses the church, and a Grenadier squad ends up dying within it. So very nice pickup there for Jaeger, evening it up a little bit on the unit count with Tristan. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty much dead on right now, man to man, so very good. Very nice. Tier 4 going up for Jaeger tech, so interesting choice. Tier 2 to Tier 4. You don't see that very often. It is very heavy on the anti-tank capabilities. But, well, I mean, does he actually know about the Doctrine? I mean, I actually don't know because I haven't personally fought against it. But I guess AT guns and Su-85s could be the best bet to take down a Tiger Ace. I don't know. I've heard that it just slaughters everything, so even that might not be enough. But it's interesting that Jaeger tech went Tier 2, Tier 4. I mean, maybe he got the good read and noticed that he was selecting that Doctrine. There are, no. I mean, he has the capability of getting those G43s, but none of the Grenadiers actually have G43s. And I don't think the ones that died had them. I don't know. Interesting, but it looks like it'll, you know, it'll be an okay option for him later on. So mortar rounds just landing all over the place. It looks like Jaeger tech decides to back off and retreat with most of his infantry. Still has that AT gun on the field in the center of the road, taking some shots by those Grenadiers in the house. Grenadier's not able to do much to it. It is a little bit further away. Maxim machine gun set up here on an angle to defend the cutoff because it is what, well, Tristan would go for to cut off the southern portion. And oh my god, I never actually noticed when this happened, but the Panzer Grenadiers ended up dropping one of their Panzer Treks, and the conscripts with PPSH is now equipped, ended up picking up the Panzer Trek. So wow, that's very nice. Very nice for Jaeger there. Maxim machine gun does force away that Grenadier. Oh, very nice snipe there by the AT gun. Nails that Grenadier on the retreat. And down goes an entire squad. Su-85 being produced for Jaeger Tech, so again, anticipating some type of vehicle on the field. We do see Tier 3 now up for Tristan, so he could be building some Panzer Force. Because again, he's only at 3 victory points at this point, so he is quite far away from that Tiger race, so he probably wants to have some type of tanks on the field. So conscripts continue to push forward. They are now nailing that Pack 40. The pack does manage to back away, and Panzer Grenadiers move into intercept. These are the Panzer Grenadiers that ended up dropping their Panzer Trek, so they're a little bit angry at that squad that took their Panzer Trek. Throws in a bundle lane inside the house, kills a couple of them, does more damage to the integrity of the house. But the PPSA just continue to fire on those Panzer Grenadiers, now down to 3. 3 to 4 with the defense of the house. The conscripts decide to jump out, not risk it, and just move away. Although it looks like these are not the conscripts that we were looking for. The conscripts with the bazooka, the Panzer Trek are actually down south. So my mistake there, but... So Su-85 set up behind the AT gun, so Jaeger Tech wanting a little bit to conceal the fact that he has an Su-85 already on the field. Makes for a nice surprise, and a nasty surprise to a Panzer IV if it comes onto the field. Conscript still in the center, Ura onto the house to throw a Molotov. Very nice, lucky there for Jaeger. The last guy on the squad actually stopped right at the edge of the victory point and finished capturing it, while they were while the rest of them were throwing the Molotov off. So the Molotov forces that MG42 to evacuate. Panzer Grenadiers push on forward, but with a Maxim machine gun nearby, they do get suppressed. They are breaking the suppression now because they are outside of the angle of the Maxim machine gun, and the mortar is nailing those conscripts with impunity. Now, conscripts up north, we move down and are going to take some shots at those G43 equipped Grents. Half-track still on the field now with about half health. Has gotten repaired, but not fully. No 18-8s researched for Jaeger Tech just yet, so he is not going to be able to move up to get more damage on that half-track. Conscripts do end up having to retreat down to 3 men, but we'll make it out alive. Interestingly enough, the only things with veterancy are the heavy weapons. We have the mortar for the German Tristan with veterancy 2 that gives it accuracy and rate of fire. And we have the mortar as well for Jaeger with veterancy that gives it accuracy and rate of fire. And one of the MG42s, well actually the only MG42, this one, also has veterancy 2 with gives it improved suppression and field control, so probably moves the gun a little bit faster. It is a little bit of an annoying thing with the new changes on the veterancy. I mean, it's nice that they're all unique and everything, but the description doesn't really tell you exactly what it does. It's just a very vague statement, so you can't really know unless you know, look it up what it is that your veterancy is giving you. For example, the Panzer Grenadiers, they say, like right now they get veterancy 2, increase squad survivability, but it doesn't tell you exactly how much it is. I mean, from the last time I read, I believe it gives you 40% armor, plus 40% armor, or something like that. But I don't know. It's, like I said, very vague. It also gives you, I believe, reduction in cooldown and recharge on the bomb blade or rifle blade. It depends, but whatever. I'll start. I guess I'll start putting up a list here of showing off all the veterancies, so that when I need to talk about them, I have the exact details. Because yeah, it's gonna be a little bit hard. Anyway, shock troops move up through the north to get a little bit of a flank. They do a lot of damage to that Panzer Grenadier squad, forcing it off of the field. And the half-track is actually in a bad spot. It doesn't have a weapon, and the shock troops are right on top of it. Shock troops, unfortunately, don't have any direct way to deal with the half-track, but they can throw a nade right on top of it, which it does, and doesn't actually nail it. The half-track moved a little bit. Still doing a lot of damage with their SMGs, and down goes the half-track. So very nice pickup there for Jaeger Tech. Tristan now finally building a Panzer IV. Not sure exactly why he waited so long. He actually has more than enough fuel to build a second Panzer IV. He doesn't have the manpower for it, but again, I mean, not sure why the wait. Su-85 still on the field, still back here, hasn't actually done or shot at anybody. Just sitting there waiting. Second Su-85 being produced for Jaeger Tech, so he is going to be sitting very comfortably in a position where, well, Panzer IV tanks can't really do much to him unless he screws it up ridiculously. And down south, conscripts just capturing territory. Where are the conscript A squads with the Shrek? They're back at home. So unfortunately that Panzer IV will not get shot by its own weapons. Mines getting laid down by combat engineers. They are right on top of it fighting. Might get themselves shot and blown up. Center of the map, we have the Maxim machine gun opening up, and the Su-85 and AT gun actually push up forward and take some shots at the house. The house is now going to collapse. It is very low in health, at about 20% health left. More shots fly off, but they don't actually land on anything. The pack gun is set up to be able to shoot at the Su-85. It's actually shooting at the Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun takes a rifle nade to the face. The Su-85 retaliates onto that Grenadier squad and kills the man that shot the rifle nade. Down to one man on that Maxim machine gun in the center. The center is going to back away. And Tristan is actually now down to less than 100 points to 90 at this point. He is currently triple capped by Jaeger tech, so he is very desperate right now. And he's still at 5 victory points, so he's still quite a ways away from that Tiger Ace. So if he was banking on that, that is not paying off at this point. Grenadiers in the center going to try to get the decap, but they decide that they want to run away. Artillery barrage from the AT gun was landing right on top of them, so a very wise choice there. They were going to get killed. MG42 set up a little bit further away, trying to cover the angle, but unfortunately there is no man in there to take the point. And up north we see an engagement from Panzer Grenadiers and Grenadiers, but with a conscript squad and shock troops right next to them, they are not really able to get up there. There's also a mine in their path. Combat engineers having laid that mine just sitting there. So Tristan in a very, very difficult position. He's not able to break through at any point to get to those victory points. He's not even sending anything to the south. There is a conscript squad down south just patrolling the area. Down to 42 points. I don't think Tristan is actually going to be able to make it out of here. He is now at 6 victory points, 1 victory point away from his Tiger Ace, but I don't think he's going to get to it on time. 33 points left, no victory point capped. If he had at least capped 1 point to slow down the ticking, he would have a little bit of a chance, but now at 27 points, the mortar going to town, nailing everything that it can, but 25 points left, or well, less than 25, now 21. The Panzer IV is currently getting repaired. The Su-85 sitting comfortably in the center, and nothing going south. Yeah, I don't think Tristan's gonna make it out of this. So it looks like Jaeger is gonna hold very, very close to that Tiger Ace at about less than half points away, but 6 points left on the ticker. 3, and 1 more should do it. That's it. So good game for Jaeger. So unfortunately, Tristan was not able to pull out his Tiger Ace, and, well, essentially that cost him the game. I believe he was a little bit too late on getting those Panzer IV outs, even though there was an Su-85 and AT gun on the field. You know, having it is still a boost to your forces, which could have helped them out, could have caught some, you know, the tank out of position or something, made a play, made a move, but no, unfortunately, it didn't work out. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. I will make an emphasis on that right now. As well, at the time I'm casting this, both sites, both game replays and CoH2.org have not updated their replay managers to be able to upload replays of the current patch. So right now, if you send me a replay, well, essentially you get preference, because I would have to go digging through forums and on the tournaments to find some replays. But if you send me one, I'll just, you know, cast it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I already said the intro, so yeah, I will see you next time.